The stream is live, it says.
All right, welcome to Run Good Lifestyle, the Sportsbook edition. And today I'm joined with my good high school buddy Tim Edwards, the Texas Tech Red Raider, and Sammy DeVol. You are all familiar with him and his viewpoints. No introduction needed for him. And today, first of all, guys, thanks for joining me.
Absolutely, Alan. By the way, Sam the Bull has been in here multiple times. I'm offended. This is my first invite.
Yeah,
You should
it's
be in
yeah.
before me, Tim.
Well, honestly, it's been really technically challenging for me to do this. So I wanted to. I'm getting better and better, and as I get better at it, I'm going to invite different people. But so I'm happy to hear your viewpoint, and happy that you're a Buckeyes fan on a Sunday after. Wow, what can I say? One of the bigger wins we've had in a while. It seems like it's never easy. And the way that game started, I thought, oh my gosh, here we go again. But I'm gonna clear the floor and let Tim. I'll let you go first and give me your thoughts on yesterday's game.
Yeah, long time coming, 4 years, right? But I think it's the start of a new trend. I think at least for the next 3 years, we're going to see the Buckeyes on top of that game and make it like it used to be, where it really didn't mean a whole lot to Ohio State, but a lot to Michigan.
All right. Sam, your take.
I think a lot of people are talking about Ohio State, especially Ohio State fans, but I think we have to give Michigan credit here. They had a really good field goal kicker. He kicked some long field goals, all right?
All right.
And the best defensive play that Michigan had was after the game when they were protecting their M in the middle of the field. They wouldn't let us get through to plant our flag. So you got to give credit to Michigan there.
Yeah, well, I really like the fact that Ryan Day came out and said we're gonna win with dignity and class, and I don't know whether I don't know how to take that sort of, but I'd rather have seen him plant that flag right in the middle of the M. But as I talked with my son Jake, and we were talking about Ryan Day, and here's my take on this, and it's going to be hopefully not super lengthy, but I really have a hard time. And Ryan Day is a great coach. I love him. I wouldn't trade him for anybody else. But Ryan Day does not get it like Urban Meyer got it. I think he's getting it. I think he's getting there, but I just don't feel like it's not the game that the game is. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but go ahead, comment on that, would you
No,
please?
no, no, I don't.
you, you don't.
Why don't you explain yourself a little?
I've got to disagree with you, Al.
I do too.
I just think that Ryan Day, he's from the Northeast, and yeah, he knows it's a big game, but he wasn't born and bred a Buckeye. And honestly, the last few years that we've lost this game, I attribute it to him not really getting it. I just really do. And then a couple comments that he made that I first of all, again, I think he's a great coach. I don't want any other coach, and I'm not here to say that anything else but the game. He's unbelievable. So I love Ryan Day. I want him to stick around forever. I want him to get it just a little bit more.
Tim, you want to comment on that?
I'll let you go ahead and then I'll follow up.
Yeah, so I think he was thrilled yesterday, but I think you hit the nail on the head, Alan. He was going to win with respect and with dignity. If you listen to his post conference press conference, he said that he thought out and wrote out a lot of things that he wanted to say, and because he wanted to be respectful, he wasn't going to say them. And another reason why I really like Ryan Day, it was not about him. when they asked about how do you feel your job was on the line last year, and a lot of those type of questions, he brought it back to the team. I'm so happy for my team. I'm so happy for my coaches. So I do think he gets it. I don't think he wanted to look like an emotional basket case yesterday. He made a mistake already about, saying something about Lou Holtz after the Notre Dame game a few years back.
Right.
And he's learned from that. So I do think he gets it. And yes, he's not born and bred Ohio, but Urban Meyer came from coaching SEC in Florida. So I get it. He's an Ohio guy. I get it, but I think Ryan Day gets it as well. It's just that he wanted to give praise to his family, to his players, and to his coaches, and I think that's a stand-up guy.
Fair enough. All right, Tim, go ahead.
Yeah. So, you know what? First of all, two different personalities. And I
Oh,
think,
100%.
yeah, I think Ryan Day gets it, but I think he's trying to do it with class. And I'm sure you heard all the same interviews and stuff that I have and saw the documentary and stuff. You know what Ryan Day is doing? It's culture. He's building culture. Remember the comment he made when someone said, luck or lucky? And he talked about, what we're building here? We're building culture. And I think he's just trying to live that, set an example. But he's not as emotional, at least and I think is what Urban has been. But you know what else? What really I like Ryan Day, but he is conservative, so conservative
Oh
at
man,
times, and it's so frustrating. The from the what they have first and goal 6 times they tried to run pretty much the same play. It's like, oh, that is so nerve wracking.
he's just trying to prove, like he's
Yes,
always on the take of proving that they're a tough
right.
mentality team, and that just drives me crazy. But um, we won the game. We won. I don't. It
Yeah,
really wasn't even close.
So
And
Tim, I sometimes think the same thing you do. Is he's too conservative, kind of like Tressel at one time.
yeah.
However, I'm gonna reference two plays. One was in the national championship game, and the other was on fourth down yesterday. And they may have both been fourth down plays to Jeremiah Smith in that back right corner of the end zone. Neither of those plays were conservative. So as much as I want to say he's conservative, and I think in the back of my mind that, there were some plays to Jeremiah Smith in both of those instances against Notre Dame in the national championship and in yesterday on fourth down when he went for the gusto. So
yeah,
so he does trick you every once in a while.
Yeah, fair enough.
yeah, I agree. Enough of that. I mean, I think we're positioned right where we want to be. We're going in the playoff. Well, then the conference championship first, but then the playoffs right where we need to be. I think we are a number one seed regardless. I think Indiana is a number one seed regardless. So this is like a no-win game for either one of us as far as I'm
Alan, do you
concerned.
mean when you say a number one seed, do you mean we're getting a bye first round?
Top four teams get buys in
Yes.
the
Okay.
yeah. So yes, that's what I'm referenced to.
I agree.
Um, selfishly, I really want to see this game. Um, but from a standpoint of rooting for the Buckeyes to win a national championship, it just it's no win, and I think it's no win for Indiana. We're going to get more into that. Any more takes on the game?
I got to give a shout out to Jake. Indirectly, your dad Jake told me that you wanted to buy up points for that game, and I did. I bought it up to 16 and a half because I really felt good about it, and $100 bet gave me 285 if I'm not mistaken. So that was
Sweet.
huge.
Yeah.
Well,
Jake, tell him what you did.
I took him at 20 and a half.
Ooh, I don't think you won that one, did you?
Nope.
Uh,
One of the best bets of the weekend. I thought that was awesome, even though it didn't come in. But yeah, good job, Sam. I mean, I was thinking that I was going to do it, but I chickened out last minute. I just took the points. I thought 10.5 was a lot, in a rivalry game like this, and then
I'm
But
going to shut up because I can go all day long about that game yesterday. I have a lot of comments, a lot of takes, but I know that this is not what this cast is for. So I'm just going to bite my tongue right now. I'm still thrilled. My buddies told me to stop it, that the Browns are playing today this morning, and that you got to stop talking Buckeyes because we're getting ready for the Browns. And I said, no way, this is my time to really bask right now.
Yeah, I felt the same way. The Brown, I don't know what the Browns are doing, but Shador looks pretty good.
It was a 10-8 game at halftime. Jake, what is it now?
Well, we just muffed the punt, so they're about to score again. It is
Special teams are horrible.
17-8, and they're about to score. So
Hey, off topic, I gotta ask Tim. Tim, being a Texas Tech fan, I never knew this up until this year that I've heard a lot of buzz about it. That is one of the toughest stadiums to play at in the country. What's your opinion there?
Yeah, just by, you look back at the history and the record and stuff, and I think it is because the stadium itself sits down, so it gets loud, and the Tech fans show up. So it definitely is the home team crowd for sure.
Nice.
And it's cold and windy a lot of times.
We're all Buckeye fans, and I'm disappointed with 110,000 people there, with as quiet as our stadium is. So I really enjoy, like, even West Virginia, that was a 60,000 capacity, and they're just loud, and I think they're louder than the Buckeyes at Ohio Stadium. It's just, as much as I'm a Buckeye fan, I feel like I've got to be truthful and real about our crowd, and I don't think we're very loud. And at times we are, but not often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I think when the only time that I've really seen it super loud is the night games. Some of those night games that we had. Because I think the older people don't go to the night games. I just think we have an older crowd, and
they all sit between the 40s.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think that's true. And I'm a basketball fan too. And once St. John's Arena got replaced by Schottenstein, man, the crowd noise, it just wasn't the same. So, yeah, that's a whole nother topic. Let's move forward here. I'm gonna run down the playoff games or the championship games, and I'm just gonna first tell the games, their records, and then I want to find out your opinion if it's a worthwhile championship game. That's going to be the first. So the first one we have is Tulane, North Texas. North Texas is 11-1. Tulane is 10-2, and they play on Friday night in New Orleans. Right now, I have Tulane as like the 12th team in because of the conference guarantees that really aren't guarantees. And I just don't think this is I don't think this is a meaningful conference championship. I don't think North Texas, if they win, do they get in and Tulane doesn't? I don't know. I just think
Alan, can I set this up a little bit for you here?
Sure.
Okay. So what we have is we have 4 major conferences, and
Okay.
they are all, those conference champions are all guaranteed a spot in the playoffs. And then what you also have is you have a group of 5 conference, which the North Texas Tulane is the AAC, American Athletic Conference.
Right.
Them among 5 or 4 others. So there's 5 of those conference games going on that only one of those winners will go. They get an automatic bid.
Hold on
Is
a
that
minute.
correct?
Let's back up. Only one of those is guaranteed. There could be more, and it's based on their ranking. The way I understand it, I could be wrong. It's based on their conference rankings at the time of the decision, which would be next Sunday. So those conferences are the American Conference, Conference USA, the MAC, who they're just out. None of those teams are going to be available, and the Mountain. I think it's the Mountain
West.
Yeah, Mountain West Conference. Okay, so those conferences all get one based on their seeding, their ranking at the end of the season, is the way that I understand it. Guaranteed. Now, it doesn't say they could get more in if they had, one team was a top 10 or,
But do they
they're
need? They probably need to win their conference championship game in order to get to that one. Is that correct?
well, they have to. Not only do they have to win their conference championship, their conference has to be one of the conferences, or they have to be ranked higher than the other conferences there. So for the MAC, and let's just take the MAC championship game. It's Miami and Western Michigan. They're both one's 8-4, one's 7-5. Neither
So
one
they're
of them are
probably
going.
eliminated.
Yeah, they're
That
eliminated.
conference is
Yeah,
probably
because
eliminated.
well,
Right.
I think you might have said this. It's that fifth conference outside of the four.
hmm
It's the
Just
highest ranking. Whoever the highest ranking conference winner is out of the others, right? But
correct. And that's the Tulane right now is the highest ranking of all those.
right,
Like, what do you call them? Mid majors, I guess, is the best. So so
JV.
yeah, I mean, they don't have a chance, is what they're saying. So
What do you
we've
mean they don't
got.
have a chance? Somebody has to have a chance.
No, I'm saying they
Well,
don't have a chance of winning a national championship. Is my point.
Oh well, I mean, listen. The goal at this point for those teams is to make it in the playoffs.
Yeah, but
Once you're in the playoffs, anything can happen. But
yep.
that's what they're fighting for right now.
but
But
that's
we could
total
always
BS.
argue that.
We
Yes, I
want the
agree.
12 best teams. We don't want, this is why I don't agree with conference championships and automatic bids. I mean, they're not one of the 12 best teams. I'm sorry. Anyway, let's move on. So
North
we've
Texas
got,
Tulane is where I interrupted you. Go on.
yeah. So the next one is very interesting. It's the ACC, who you just said their conference champions get an automatic bid. And this is where I disagree, because it's Virginia and Duke. Virginia's 10-2. I believe they're in. Um, I believe they're in. I think they're in the mix with Ole Miss and Virginia, one of those two teams.
Yep.
Duke, if they win at 7-5, they're not in. I'm sorry, they're not. Duke's not getting in if they win their conference championship.
They have to.
I
They
disagree.
have
I
to.
don't. Well, we're going to
By the
find out.
structure, they have to.
By
But what you,
by
yeah,
rule, they have to. Al.
yep.
I don't think that's. I mean, I hope I'm right and you are incorrect, but I think I am. I did a little research, and they're saying that if Duke wins, Duke is not guaranteed in.
I think that's incorrect. They
Okay.
won the ACC, therefore they have to be in. They get an automatic.
They may
Right.
not be. They won't be in the top four by any means, but they'll be
No,
in the
no.
top
That's probably
12.
what you're reading, Ellen. They're not in
Yeah.
the top four, therefore they won't get a
But-
bye. But
right.
they're in. They're in
Neither
the
one of
12
those
team
teams. No, I don't think so. But anyway, that may be right. You may be right. I hope Duke wins, just so we find out. But I don't think they will. But I think
Hey,
Virginia, if they win, they're in.
hey,
But
Alan. Along those lines, let's just say Tulane does get beat,
mhm.
and North Texas. North Texas secures, according to my research, the automatic G5 bid. Right?
And that's what I originally thought, but that's not the way that when I read I forget which article it was, even though they have those guarantees, if there's someone else ranked above them after that game, and I think there's the Sun Belt. Yeah, they got Troy and James Madison. James Madison's 10-1, Troy's 8-4. They could leapfrog because of their standings, their rankings by the college, or I don't know if it's the coaches poll they go by or something else. But if they leapfrog them, then they would have that bid. That's the way that I
Yeah.
understand it.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess there's obviously some conflicting research and stuff out there, but it'd be interesting if it happens. We'll get to see how it works.
Yeah, that's why we're talking about this, because my whole point, Sam and I talked about this last week. In my opinion, I think with these 12 teams, 12 teams that are going to go to playoff this year, and I think it's going to grow in the future. I think the conference championships just go away. I just don't think they're meaningful other than the smaller conferences. And even the smaller conferences, if you're not vying for a ranked position, then your conference championship doesn't mean anything. So
Tim, what's your thoughts on that, Tim? Specifically, when Alan says that he thinks that the conference championships are going to go away, the conference championship games are going to go away.
I'm not saying they're going to go away. I think they should. I think because of the money that's involved, I don't think they will go away, unfortunately, but I think they should go away. That's my take. I don't know if they're going to go away or not. They should go away. But I don't know. Tim, do you have any thoughts on your end? He might have some technical difficulties now. Let's move on to the next, the Big 12, which is Tim's. Oh shoot, we lost Tim, and it's right when it's going to be his turn.
I want to ask Jake that same question. What's your thoughts on that, Jake, of the conference championship going away in college football?
Yeah, it will never go away. I don't think
Okay,
it will ever go away.
but to my point, do you think it should?
For us as Ohio State fans, maybe it doesn't. I shouldn't say it doesn't matter, but smaller schools, if they were to win one, it would mean everything to their university, I think. But
Yeah,
they have lower aspirations.
Tim, are you back online?
Yeah, sorry, had a little technical difficulty there.
That's all right. That's what this podcast is all about.
I think
Yeah.
Shador just got a concussion.
Oh, great.
That's not good. What was your question? What did I miss?
So Sam asked you your opinion on my take on the conference championships really not being viable, and with the more teams being added, not that I think it'll ever go away because of the money that's involved, but in my opinion, I just think it's meaningless, and it just has more opportunity for injury, and it hurts your chances of winning the national championship. You got to play that one extra game.
Yeah, I don't disagree with it. It definitely hurts your chances. I remember when the Big Ten didn't have the conference championship, and I loved it. Right?
It always worked
Like
out for us.
right, like Notre Dame, now. So,
Right.
yeah, unfortunately, it is what it is, and those conferences are stronger than ever before. Thus, the TV contracts, the money. I don't think they're going away, and this is I don't know. I don't think it's temporary, but I think it'll be tweaked, in a few years. But all in all, I like the playoffs. Like how Buckeyes wouldn't have been in last
Right.
year, and if you look at it, the teams, bowl games, all that stuff. If you lose a game, they're pretty much their season's out. They're not going to win a national championship. Now we're having two lost teams that are getting in. So I think it makes it more competitive. So overall, obviously, I love the playoff system, but I know that wasn't the gist of it. You're talking about the
Right.
conferences. I just think it's a part of it for now.
Yeah. I just think they if they have more team, if they're gonna have a more team playoff, and I think Sam, you're talking like a 16 team.
24.
Yeah, okay. All right. That is even more. 2014 playoff, and now you're gonna have two more games, basically. Is that
Yeah.
right? That's what it would have to be, right? Or it does more people get buys? But it's still, you still have to have two more games, right?
Maybe the first round of the playoffs is your conference championships.
Okay. All right.
That's
Okay. Then that way I'm on board. But
Well,
then
listen,
that's so hard because of the seating, like Ohio
yeah,
State,
you're right.
Indiana,
You're
1
right.
and 2.
It's not fair to the SEC or the Big Ten when Ohio State and Indiana have to play for the
that's
first round.
never,
It's not fair. But
that's never gonna fly.
everyone had a really good opinion on that, and I think that nobody's wrong there. It's your opinion.
I can't wait to see this play out, and we'll talk about that after we see who's in, who's out after the conference. The next game is the Big 12. Tim's expertise. We have Texas Tech and BYU. Interesting because if BYU wins, two teams are going to go, and if Texas Tech's win, Texas Tech's in regardless.
Yes,
win or lose. And if BYU wins, then now they knock off. I don't think they can knock off Tulane, but then they knock off a team like either Virginia or I don't
Notre
even know.
Dame. Notre
Uh,
Dame.
I don't think Notre Dame's in.
Dude,
They're
I don't
guaranteed.
know. I mean, I always
Uh-oh.
thought for the last several weeks, I thought Notre Dame was in, but I mean, they're going to go head to head against Miami. Both two lost teams, right? And Miami has the head to head against Notre Dame,
Yeah.
so it's going to
Hey,
be very interesting.
what
Notre
if
Dame.
Alabama wins, beats Georgia? They're
Well, yeah.
both in.
Well, we're getting
Right?
ahead of ourselves.
I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I
these are exactly what I wanted to talk about. Yeah, because now BYU, if BYU wins, they've each beat each other. They both have to go in. You can't take one and not the other.
yeah.
BYU would be 11-1. Texas Tech would be 10-2, right? But they've already punched their ticket as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I think they'll. I think, yeah, they're definitely in. If BYU beats them, which I don't see that happening. But
Uh,
anything, that's why they play the games. I
right?
get
Yeah.
it.
I mean, Texas Tech just stomped them last time, didn't it? It wasn't even a game. But
Yeah,
that
and I
was
don't.
at Texas Tech though, right?
Yes,
Yeah. I
it
mean,
was.
this is a neutral field, right? Arlington, Texas. Is that where they're playing?
Yes, they are. They're playing
Where are they playing?
at
Mary's
the
World.
Cowboys Stadium.
Hey,
That's that, that I
I
think that's
don't
going to be a good
know.
game.
I don't. If Texas Tech beats BYU, which I think they will, I'm not sure BYU's in.
No, they're not. I
No,
know.
Oh,
I
No,
agree.
I'm sorry. I thought you.
We
I
no.
thought
agree.
you
I'm
said
saying that
okay.
my only scenario BYU's in is if BYU wins.
Okay.
And I think you have to put them in to your point earlier. So, which is BS, I think. Anyway, High State, Indiana, we pretty much discussed that already. Big Ten
Hey,
championship.
I want to make it clear. Does everybody here agree, regardless of which team wins and loses, if it's a somewhat of a close game of within 14 points, that both teams are going to get buys first round?
Yeah, I'm on board. I think
Yep.
regardless, I think they're both number one seeds.
Yep. I agree.
But they get buys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would agree. Jake, are you on board with that?
Yeah, probably. I don't see who else would take a bye
What if
over another
what if
team.
it's a blowout?
well, Georgia's going to get us. If Alabama beats Georgia, then we have a whole another discussion. We'll get into that.
Well, I'm more concerned if Georgia beats Alabama. Alabama then has 3 losses. Do they go or do they get
No,
snubbed?
I think Alabama's out if they lose. I think they have to win to get in. I mean, what is now? Ole Miss isn't playing. Is
They're
Ole
not
Miss
playing.
in?
Yeah.
You think they're in?
They may be
Regardless, huh?
they may be without a coach. Same with
Yeah.
Tulane.
Lane Kiffin.
Tulane's going to be without a coach as well.
Well, I don't know that. I don't think it's automatic that they're in. I think that if BYU wins and they're in, Alabama wins and they're in, then I think they're. This is where it gets dicey. I just don't get how other teams like Virginia, like Tulane, get in. But we'll see. We'll see.
One of the things that bothers me is that there are some good SEC teams that we missed this year because of scheduling, but yet we have to watch Alabama and Georgia yet play again. I would love to see another game of two strong SEC teams. They all have 1 loss, right?
Well, you'd have to do that with the Big Ten too, because they're in a similar
Yeah.
situation. So, I mean, that's we had this discussion earlier.
Big
Sam,
Ten's a little different because there's 2 undefeated teams. There's not 2 undefeated teams in the SEC. They all have 1 loss. They're all like 7-1.
but you still have those 1-loss teams, just like the big. I mean,
yeah,
just because there's 2.
we gotta watch a repeat of a game that's already happened, whereas there's another game that could happen better.
Well, Texas A&M is a prime example. Texas A&M didn't have to play Oklahoma, Alabama, or Georgia.
Yeah.
And the only team they had to play, Texas, they got beat by. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So let's move on. We covered we'll let those conference championships play out, but I have I think there's 9 teams that I think are guarantees, regardless of wins or losses. Obviously, Ohio State, Indiana. I think Texas A&M is in regardless. Texas Tech's in regardless. Notre Dame, Oregon, Oklahoma, Georgia, and some say Alabama. I have Alabama written down, but after we've talked, I'm sort of on the board that they have to win now. Any of those teams or any teams that I missed that you think that should be guarantees already?
I think you missed Ole Miss. We were kind of touching on that.
It's a good point, Tim.
I think they're going to get in.
You think they're guaranteed already, no matter what happens in the conference championship games?
I do.
Yeah,
I'd put a very large percentage of that on that. Yes.
You'd buy that one up?
Only if Jake tells me to.
Comment from the crowd. John Doe. It says Ole Miss.
Yeah, you're spot on, John Doe.
Yes,
yeah, we'll see.
I concur.
Yeah, I do not. I'm on the opposite side again. That's the way I roll, I guess. That's what being the host is all about.
But isn't this great? This is what the playoffs have created. We're having this whatever you want to call this podcast or whatever because of it.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty cool to be able to talk about it. And I wish that I don't honestly believe that the rules are cut and dry and cut in stone as much as Sam, as much as you think so with the conference championships. And maybe I'm wrong. I would really like an explanation of exactly what the rules are. I tried to find them and I couldn't. So
hey Al, I just want to be clear here because I probably misunderstood. We did mention Oregon's in, right?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
He did.
Yeah, I think, yeah, and they're not playing either, right?
No. And what about Oklahoma? Are they in?
Yeah, I have them as a lock.
Okay.
Jake, what do you think?
About Oregon and Oklahoma?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both in it.
Yeah. Well, I think we're pretty close, so basically that's without Alabama, that's 8 teams that are locks out of the 12. So you're basically
I
vying
think
for
there's 10
4
teams
spots.
that are locked. Because you have the ACC winner. Even though you think if Duke wins, they're not in, I believe they are. And I'll put money on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
I'm not gonna, obviously, we all agree. I just don't think so. I just
think
can't
we
believe.
have 10 teams that are a lock. And then that other 5 conferences, one's got to come out of there. So 10 teams are a lock for 12 spots from what we just all agreed on.
Yeah, I did not agree. First of all,
Alan. You agreed on everything else. Alan, you're not agreeing that the ACC winner gets an automatic. That's what you're not agreeing on.
I do not agree that if Duke wins, they're in. I do not agree with that. Okay. Yes, and honestly, I think Virginia is on the bubble. I don't have them as a lock in.
They are a major conference. The winner of the major conference gets an automatic bid. That is a given.
Well, then that should be it should be the winner of the not the conference championship, but the conference season, like the NFL does.
I know what it should be. I'm just telling you what it is.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope.
You've never been wrong.
John Doe. I'm putting John Doe up there. Thanks, John Doe's my favorite person my favorite listener. You have just won the prize for the day.
We have another guest here that thinks Penn State should be in it.
Yeah.
In my wishful thinking, what can I tell you?
That's what happens when you hang out in the poker rooms.
How about that?
I'm all in on Penn State not being in.
They will be back.
Can you wrap me up? Yeah, just put it all in a wrap.
All right, so here's the way I see the standings, like the actual brackets. I have we already talked about the 4 number 1 seeds. Well, I guess we didn't. Obviously, Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M and Georgia are the 4 bye games or the 4 bye teams.
You mean Texas Tech, not A&M?
No, I mean Texas A&M.
You think Texas A&M are going to be in the top 4?
I do.
Texas A&M is not even
Wow.
playing in their conference game. I don't think they have a chance
Yeah.
of being a top 4.
I don't either.
I could be wrong there. I can't get John Doe's thing off. Oh, there we go.
Okay. What does John Doe say?
I don't know.
Chime in, John Doe.
Texas A&M only has 1 loss.
But they're not playing in their championship game.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not. Hey, Ellen, that's not far fetched to think that they may be 1 of 4. I'm not saying that they won't have a bye, but I'm not saying it's a lock. That's all.
Okay,
That's
I'm not saying.
opinion.
Okay, so
They're 5 to 8 I think they'll be somewhere in the 5 to 8, not top 4.
Okay, well, I think I have them in the top 4 as of today. I mean, before the conference. I don't know. So your only discrepancy would be John Doe just says Alan's wrong. Texas A&M out of top 4. All right, John Doe, you just lost my favorite
Thank you.
listener.
Give me your contact info. I'm going to send you something.
I knew I liked John Doe.
Here.
That's funny. All right, so you have Texas Tech opposed to Texas A&M. Everybody else agree with that? Anybody else other than Texas A&M or Texas Tech as the bye as it stands today?
All right. So recap this, please. Ohio State, Indiana are 2, and then who are you all saying is the 3rd?
Georgia.
I agree.
Well, Georgia has to win.
Well, I'm saying as of right now, we're not. If it was to start today, not saying conference championship games into account. I'm saying if we started this, these are the 12 teams that I had in.
How much? Let's count them.
All right,
we're racking up our poker winnings here.
Dude, that's a sick brag. I mean, it must be a really soft game.
It is very soft.
Jake could probably run over that game. So all right. So the 4 back to the bracket. Those four teams, 5 teams. If we put Texas Tech in there, those 5 teams are vying for the top 4 spots. And I have Tulane playing Texas Tech or Texas A&M, and then I have Notre Dame playing Oklahoma. I have Miami playing Oregon, which I haven't even talked about that. I put them in there. How did I get Miami in there?
Where'd Miami come from?
I don't know. I just looked out there. I'm like, how did I get Miami in there?
Well, it's not unheard of.
No, it's not. But that's not who I think. I have Miami as the 9 seed for some reason.
By the way, Al, and I'm going to derail this for 1 minute. Sorry. I'm gonna give you a little credit for going against all of us and saying A&M is going to be in the bye, because they are ranked number 3 right now.
I know.
So according to the rankings, yes. I just don't know what you do with them because they're not playing in their championship game. That's just my concern about them being in the top 4.
Yeah, I just because that's added to my argument of championship games being nullified. They should be decided right now, as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, that's why I have them as a bye.
Yeah.
In the last game, I have Ole Miss / Virginia for that last spot. Whether depending on if Virginia wins, I think they have to be in, and I think that pushes Ole Miss out, and then Alabama. And then so Indiana would play the winner of that game. Texas A&M or Texas Tech would play the Oregon. I put Miami in there game. Ohio State plays the winner of Oklahoma, Notre Dame, and Georgia plays the winner of Texas Tech or Texas A&M, Tulane.
Yeah, and you're assuming Georgia is beating Alabama in this.
I am. I think they will. Yes. Yeah, but honestly, this is just as of right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of assumptions. It's hard. It's really this is like playing bingo. It's really, really tough to to put it out there. But I give you credit for going on the limb there.
Well, that's what I do. So I'm a limb taker.
He lives on the edge.
Yes, I do. So I mean, I don't know if there's really any teams we've missed. Do you?
Well, I mean, you say Miami. I mean, then you snub Notre
Yeah.
Dame. So I
Yeah.
mean, I think that's a very good debate right there.
Yeah, well, I think Miami, Virginia, Ole Miss, and then obviously one of those smaller conference teams are all vying for those last two spots. I mean, I don't know how I just don't know, especially if Duke wins. I just can't. I just hope Duke. I pray to God Duke wins because I want to see Duke not get in and Virginia. Well, then Virginia would have to get in.
Yeah. I think Tulane's that last spot. I think Tulane's the 12 who will play the 5, which um, I don't think it'll be Tech, but we'll see what happens.
I think
You
that'd be a
know,
good draw for you, right?
yeah, I think it
I,
would. A bye is better because you don't have a chance of losing in bye week.
no, I agree, but I just don't think Texas Tech has done enough to unless they win and Texas A&M doesn't play and they leapfrog Texas A&M. I just don't see.
Yeah.
I don't see how they get the
Well,
bye.
yeah,
Unless
that's
Alabama, and the other scenario is Alabama beats Georgia, then Texas A&M and they win, and then that scenario plays out where they get a bye. I think.
um yeah, I don't know. I'm counting on it because I'm trying to figure out how somebody can be at the two different places at the same time. I got two teams
You got two
in
teams in the
this
race. You got
in
two
the
horses.
race. Two horses in the race. Yeah.
I've been trying to get tickets to the Big Ten championship game. I know Sam's going, right, Sam?
No, I'm staying on. I'm just going to be walking. I'm listening.
All
I
right,
love this
listen, that's
conversation.
not what I asked, you drunkard.
I thought you asked if I was going.
I did.
To
I
the
said
game.
to the Big Ten
Oh,
championship game.
as of right now, I am. Tickets are outrageous. I'm waiting for them to drop.
Yeah,
Well,
$400. I just called Sparky to see if I could get some tickets. No go so far.
maybe John Doe could help you out.
John Doe's mad at me now. He says Texas A&M out of top four. He was short-lived fan.
Oh well.
All right, well, we'll do this again at the this time maybe next week, and there'll be more clarity. When does the final come out?
The
Sunday
5th
night,
after the games. No, I think it's
the
yeah, it'd
sixth, or
have to be the 6th.
sixth. Oh wait, the sixth Saturday or the seventh? It's that's Sunday, right? It comes out Sunday.
Sunday's the 7th.
Sunday, yeah. So it comes out the seventh, right? Seventh in the morning, like at noon, before noon.
I think so.
I think so too. Yeah. So we'll revisit this and see how right we are on these takes and see how right John Doe is, and we can go from there. And tomorrow I'm gonna be doing going back to the wellness podcast either tomorrow or Tuesday. I'll be doing a podcast on basically seed oils that we are mainly we intake them through the foods that we're purchasing, like in chips and the processed foods and those kind of things, and some alternatives if you're looking to get away from the nasty seed oils that we're intaking. So going back to the wellness podcast tomorrow, this is the Sportsbook edition of Run Good Lifestyle. Tomorrow is the actual good Run Good Lifestyle content. So if anybody is interested in that, I would love to have some comments and some questions on what if anybody is interested on finding out more. But anyway, I want to thank you guys for joining, and hopefully this is going to be a regular thing until we crown the Buckeyes a champion. or the Texas Tech Red Raiders. I'm
That would
sort
be
of on
a
board.
that'd
I'm
be
on
a
board
great
with
game,
Texas Tech.
wouldn't it? If the
That
two
would
of
be
them were
great.
playing.
Yeah, that would be fun. Then you wouldn't have to be in two places at once, right?
That's what I'm counting on.
That would be good. All right, boys.
Thank
that
you,
was
Alan. That was fun.
good talk, and we'll keep it going. Go Bucks.
See you guys.
Peace.
See you.